station in Trinidad and Tobago, and your number one choice for cultural, inspirational, and spiritual programming.
हरिओम श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकर सुरार वरनो रघुवर विमल जसु जोदायक पलचार बोरहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार भल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मुहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेश कानन कुंडल कुंचित केश। जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जने ओ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महा जगवंदन विद्यावान दुनियति चातु राम काज करिबे को आतु प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लगन सीता मन बसिया। जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय रामा।
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई। जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय रामा। संग सब दल तुमरो यस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि
मुनीशा नारद सारद सहि सहीशा यम को वीर दिक्पाल जमाते कवि को विद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा
राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा।
जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय रामा।
तुम्हारे मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लियो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मिले मुख माहि चल दिलाग के अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते।
जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय रामा श्री राम जय रामा।
राम दुआ
Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama.
काय से रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंजन हनुमत बीरा, संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन पल पावे.
Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama.
चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, हे बरसे जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलावे, अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सरार हो रघुपति के दासा.
Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama.
तुम्हारे बचन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुपति पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चेतना धरहि, हनुमत से
प्रेम जवल गजानन स्वामी की जय. आदिशक्ति जगदम्बा देवी माता की जय. उमापति महादेव की जय. My dear devotees, firstly, I'd like to call on Lisa to bring words of greetings, words of blessings, and then we'll all join together in our arti.
Sitaram, good night, and a special welcome to each and every one of you to the Guaracara Hindu Mandir. Tonight we await the discourse by the very young, dynamic, energetic, and knowledgeable Pundit Ajay Rambally. Thank you.
My dear devotees, आप लोग कराओ जाइए. Let us all stand as we join together in arti. Hari Om Gam Ganapataya Namah. Om Gam Ganapataya Namah. Om Gam Ganapataya Namah. Hari Om Anjana Sudaya Virmahe Vayu Putraya Dhemahi Tanno Hanuman Prachodayat. Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Verase Raghunataya Nataya Sitapataye Namaha. Hari Om Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantara Gratani Cha Tani Tani Vinashanti Prarakshamam Pare Pare. आरती कीजय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी भल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी भल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लागी, दुष्ट दलन जाके बल से गिरिवर काटे, रोग दोष जग निकट न जागे भल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी भल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन अंजनी पुत्र महाबलदाई, संधन के प्रभु सदा सहाय बल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी भल। आरती देवीरा रघुनाथ बताए, लंका जारी सिया सुधा लाए भल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लागी, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ बल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लागी, दुष्ट दलन लंका सकोति समुद्र सकाए, जात पवन सुत मारन लाए भल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लागी, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी भल। आरती कीजय लंका जारिया असुर संहारे, सिया राम जी के काज सवारे भल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लागी, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी भल।
आरती कीजय हनुमान लागी, दुष्ट रघुनाथ लागी।
सुर नर मुनि आरती उतारे, जय 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 हनुमान उच्चारे बल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लागी, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी भल। आरती कीजय हनुमान लागी, दुष्टदलन रघुनाथ लागी भयो आरती कीजे हनुमान लागी दुष्टदलन Hari Om Tat Sat, 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 Hari Om, 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 Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om, 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 Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Saksha Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Saksha Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. Shri Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram, Om Jai Ram Shri Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram, Om Jai Ram Shri Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram, Om Jai Ram Shri Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai 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 Ram. Please take your seats, my dear devotees. So firstly, allow me to take this opportunity and say to each and every one of you, Sabkoi Sita Ram. And thank you all so very, very much for being here. A very special Sita Ram to, of course, my Peter Ji, who always supports me wherever it is I go, to the members of my group who always dare to give me their love, their support, provide me with their energy and their vibrations wherever it is I go. Very special welcome to, of course, Sankhya Television, one of the #1 stations when it comes to promoting, enlightening and increasing awareness of Hinduism locally and internationally. So to Ramesh Ji and the entire team at Sankhya, thank you very, very much for being here. My dear friends, our Katha tonight is a very beautiful, very simple and very much easy to understand one. Very, very beautiful and simple. But before we begin, right where you are, I want each and every one of you to put your hands together with me and close your beautiful eyes. And devotees, tonight, whatever challenges you have been facing, whatever obstacles you've been facing, whatever negative people you may be facing and dealing with, I ask you, for the little while that you're here, put everything at the feet of Prabhu Sri Rama. Put everything at the feet of Hanumanji. Pray with love, pray with devotion, pray with a heart and a mind that is very, very pure, very much honest, very truthful, very much divine. As your eyes are closed and your hands are bowed, I ask each and every one of you, meditate your mind upon Hanumanji as I ask you to focus upon the sound of my voice. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kuru Medeva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhayam Varade Kama Rubani Vidyaramham Karishyami Siddhi Bhava Tume Sadha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Siddhi Burhi Brother Devi Bhakti Mukti Pradhayani Mandra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Om Namah Shivaya 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 Om Namah Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Hanumanta, 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 Hanumanta. प्रेम से बोलो हनुमान स्वामी की जय, उमापति महादेव की jai. So devotees, right where you are, loudly and proudly, with all of your love, all of your devotion, if you truly love Hanumanji, say jai for me, filled with power, filled with energy. प्रेम से बोलो हनुमान स्वामी की, प्रेम से बोलो पवन पुत्र हनुमान की. Clap with me, sing with me as we create that vibration. No music, just you and I. Hanumanta, 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 Hanumanta. Beautiful. Hanumanta, Hanu, Hanu, Hanumanta, 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 Hanu, Hanumanta, Hanu, Hanu, Hanu. Beautiful. Hanumanta, Hanu, Hanu. Hanu, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanu, 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 Hanumanta, 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 Hanuman. Bola bare. Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta,
Hanumanta,
Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta,
Hanumanta,
Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta. By yourself, everybody. Bolo. Hanu, Hanu, Hanu,
Hanumanta, 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 Hanumanta,
Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanumanta, Hanu,
Hanumanta,
By yourself, everybody. Hanu. 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 Hanumanta, 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 Hanumanta. Loudly and proudly. Prem se bolo Hanuman Swami ki. Beautiful. Acha, so my dear devotees, I want to begin by asking you something. It is said, in this world that we live in, there are many things that are needed in order for a relationship to grow. Many things that are needed in order for a friendship to prosper. Many things are needed in order for partnerships, team to progress. However, there's one thing in particular that is said to act as the glue that holds friendships together. One thing in particular that acts as the glue that holds partnerships and teams and people together. My question is, what is that one thing that holds friendship together? What is that one thing that acts as the glue that holds people together, that holds relationships together, that holds partnerships together? Anybody know? It starts with letter L. Love. That's a beautiful answer. And that's very true. And that is one of the many things that hold families and friendships together. But there's another thing that acts as the glue that holds the relationships together. Another thing that acts as the glue that holds the friendships together. Loyalty. You see that word called loyalty? It is said loyalty is sometimes the glue that can hold a friendship together. Loyalty is sometimes the glue that holds relationships together. Loyalty is sometimes the glue that holds people together. But you know something? As you grow through life, and as you go through life, and as you get older, and you meet people, and you have different experiences in life, you will realize that loyalty is very rare. Loyalty is very difficult to find. As you experience different things in life, and you meet different people in life, you will realize that so many people, they are not loyal to you, but they are loyal to their need of you. And the moment their need changes, so too does their loyalty. Sometimes people are only loyal because of what they gain from you. Sometimes people are only loyal because of the opportunities that you provide them with. But the moment they get things on the outside, and the moment they get opportunities from others on the outside, sometimes their loyalty may waver. Sometimes their loyalty may change. Sometimes their loyalty may falter. And you know something? Many people, sometimes they think that loyalty is a part-time job. But that's not true, you know. Loyalty is a lifestyle. Loyalty is a full-time job, 24/7. But sadly, sometimes people forget that. Sometimes people, They are only loyal in bits and pieces. And the other times, they are very disloyal. And you know something? It doesn't matter who shows you loyalty to your face, you know. It doesn't matter who claims to be loyal to your face, you know. What matters is who is loyal behind your back. What matters is who is loyal when you are not in the room to defend yourself. And so many of times you will realize that in the world we live in today, people put on disguises and masks, and they pretend to be loyal to you. But behind your back, behind closed doors, in places where you are not present, they will ill-speak you, they will lie about you, they will rumor about you, they will gossip about you. And it is said true friendship possesses loyalty. True friendship is based on loyalty. But sadly, loyalty is very rare in the world today. And can I ask you something? How many of you sitting here tonight, you can say wholeheartedly that you have one loyal person in your life? A person who is loyal to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A person who is loyal to you not only in front of your face, but behind your back. A person who is loyal to you in the open and loyal to you behind closed doors. Anybody? Very few. Very, very, very few. You may think that people are loyal, but sometimes they are not. And it is said sometimes you're going to treat people very good. Sometimes you're going to treat people with so much love and so much respect and admire them and treasure them. And yet still an opportunity may come in their pathway and they will choose the opportunity over you. I understand if you are treating a person bad, they choose others over you. But sometimes you who are sitting here, you are treating someone with so much love and respect, and they still choose other people over you. It is said opportunities can dictate the loyalty of a person, you know. No matter how good you are to people, no matter how kind you are to people, sometimes their loyalty wavers when another opportunity comes on the outside. Sometimes their loyalty diminishes by 2 sweet words on the outside there. And I tell you this, not every opportunity that comes your pathway is an opportunity from God, you know. Sometimes the opportunities that come in your pathway come to take you from God and take you closer to Ravan. And sometimes we think that all opportunities are good. No, not all. Because sometimes you may have the opportunity with God, but because you are so thirsty for opportunities and have no sort of respect and loyalty, you may take another opportunity that a Rakshas may be presenting you with. And before you know it, taking that opportunity, your entire life goes downhill. We must never be so thirsty for opportunity that we drink from every cup that is given to us. I'll say that again. Be very attentive. You must never be so thirsty for opportunity that you drink from every cup that is presented to you. That is how you get poison. When you drink from everyone's cup, that is how you get poisoned. If you have people that treat you good, if you have people that love you, stay loyal. Because in the world we live in today, not every opportunity is from God. Not every sweet words on the outside there is from a godly mouth. Sometimes it can be from the mouth of a Rakshas. And if you find people who love you, hold on to them. If you find people who treat you with respect, hold on to them. Because when you as an individual take the love and respect that a person gives you for granted, you will never find your way in this world. And so many of you, I'm seeing you smiling, you're shaking your head. You know why? Because you would have treated so many people with love, so many people with respect. And instead of them being loyal to you, they stab you in the back. And can I ask you something? What are the characteristics of a loyal person in today's world? Many of you shook your head when I asked if you have a loyal person. Some of you said yes. But what are the characteristics of a loyal person in today's world? It is said a loyal person, the first characteristic that they possess is honesty. I'll say that again. A loyal person, the first characteristic that proves they are loyal is their honesty. In life, from time to time, we will falter. From time to time, we will make mistakes. From time to time, we will slip up. But when you have a loyal person in your life, they will look at you and they will tell you as it is. Why? Because a loyal friend does not want to see you stray. A loyal friend doesn't want to see you go down the wrong pathway. So they won't lie and tell you, yes, you are doing good. They will tell you the truth and say, hey, you are making a mistake, you are faltering. But sometimes in life, not everyone loves to hear the truth. Sometimes people will rather you lie than tell them the truth. But if you are a loyal person and you truly love your friend or care about your friend, you will always be honest to them. You will always tell them the truth, no matter how hard it is. And if you have a person that is honest to you, know that that is a loyal person. What is another characteristic of a loyal person? It is that a loyal person will always stand with you. Remember that. A loyal person will always stand with you. From time to time, you're going to need somebody to lean on. From time to time, you're going to need a shoulder to cry on. And it is said, if you have a loyal friend in your life, that person will stand with you through your pain, through your joy, through your happiness, through your sadness, through your good times and your bad times. But so many of us, we only have people who stand with us when the sun is shining on us. But the moment a dark cloud comes over us and the rain starts to fall, those people disappear from our lives. A loyal person, they will stand with you no matter what. They will stand with you in the positives and the negatives of your life. What again is another quality of a loyal person? A loyal person is a supportive person. In life, we all need someone who roots for us, We all need someone who has our back. We all need someone when we start to doubt ourselves that will give us that extra motivation to continue going. Every now and again, a little doubt may enter. Every now and again, we may question ourselves. But a loyal person, they will root for you and they will support you and they will encourage you and drive you towards achieving your goal. They will never demotivate you, but they will always support you no matter what it is. No matter how big your goal, no matter how big your achievements or your objectives may be, a loyal person will support you throughout. What again is another characteristic of a loyal person? Honesty, standing with you, supporting you. A loyal person is a trustworthy person. And in the world we live in today, there are so little people who are trustworthy. We hardly have people who you can share secrets with nowadays. We hardly have people who you can tell your problems to nowadays. It is said in the world we live in today, 90% of people, they don't care about your problem. They don't care about your problem. It is very rare to find a person that is trustworthy, who when you talk to them, it stays there. Nowadays, if I tell you something, before I know it, the whole Mandir know. And that is how it works in the world today. Sometimes you may go to someone with something private and confidential, thinking that they are a trustworthy person. But instead of holding your secrets and holding what you say in confidence, they share it to everyone. A loyal person, they are trustworthy. They will take what you tell them and they will never use it against you. They will never use it against you. And that is a loyal person. Loyalty is rare to find in the world today. Opportunity dictates so much of the loyalty that people possess. You can be so kind and loving to people. One sweet word from somebody on the outside can completely take their loyalty from you. And I tell you something, and I want you to remember this. If opportunity dictates the loyalty of the people in your life, if sweet words on the outside there dictates the loyalty of the people in your life, no, they were never loyal in the first place. Remember that. If a little rumor on the outside dictates the loyalty of a person, no, they were never loyal in the first place. If a little lie and a gossip dictates the loyalty of a person, no, they were never loyal in the first place. Because a loyal person will always talk to you first before believing anything on the outside. A loyal person will always be honest with you and tell you as it is, will always stand with you, will always support you, and will be a person in which you can trust. And our Katha tonight, it speaks about the loyalty that Hanumanji showed, but it also speaks about the loyalty that the people in the life of Ravan had. And I'm going to show you what Ravan did with that loyalty and how it relates to your life and my life. I'm going to show you the loyalty that Hanumanji had and how it relates to your life and my life. As we enter our scriptures, we glorify Hari Om. Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Bala Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Bala Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Bala Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Bala Shri Rama, Jai Rama. निशतारा रहा हिंसा शंका जब ते जा रे गाय कपिलंका बोल जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम बोल श्री राम जय राम जय जय Jai Ram, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Rama, Jai Rama. निशतारा रहा ही सा शंका जब ते जा रे गाया कपिलम का बोल जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम Jai Jai Rama. By yourself. Jai Ram, Shri Rama, Jai. Bala Shri Rama, Rama, Rama. Bala Jai Ram, Shri Rama, Jai. Bala Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai. Bala Jai Rama, Jai Bala Shri Rama Jaya Jaya. Loudly and proudly. Prem se bolo Shri Ramachandra ki. Beautiful. It said once, the Rakshasas in Lanka, they became very much scared, very much frightened. It is said they would live every day feeling very much anxious, very much nervous. Why? Because Hanumanji was able to enter Lanka. Hanumanji was able to find Sita Devi. Hanumanji was able to destroy and burn Lanka down. And Hanumanji was able to return to Sri Ram. And because Hanumanji was able to do all of these things, it is said the Rakshasas in Lanka, they were very much scared, very much frightened, very much nervous. And they spent every day worrying. And it is said one day, Mandorari, she was walking through Lanka. And while walking through Lanka, she started to hear how scared people were becoming. She started to realize that Hanumanji, he instilled such fear into the hearts and to the minds and to the lives of the Rakshasas that some of them, they couldn't sleep properly at night. It is said the Rakshasas, they said if Hanumanji can enter Lanka and Hanumanji can cause so much destruction, burn Lanka down, destroy so many of us, imagine what Prabhu Shri Ram himself will do when he comes. If Hanumanji is just a kapi, just a monkey, imagine what chaos will happen when the Lord himself comes with that army. And because of the actions of Hanumanji, everyone there in Lanka, they were living a little frightened and scared. And Mandorari, realizing what was taking place, she decided, you know what? It is true. Hanumanji did come and Hanumanji did cause chaos and havoc. Hanumanji did instill such fear that no one feels safe anymore. And Mandorari decided she would go and she would talk to Ravan. She decided she would go and she would talk to her Dulaha. Why? Because she is loyal to Ravan. She goes to Ravan and you know what she does? The first characteristic of loyalty, honesty. She goes to Ravan and she starts to speak very honestly to him. She says, Ravan, I want to talk to you about something. She says, Ravan, because of Hanumanji, so many of the Rakshasas in Lanka, they are living scared. Because of the actions of Hanumanji and the chaos that Hanumanji caused, so many of the individuals in our city, they are frightened. And they are saying that if Hanumanji can cause such destruction, and he is just one, imagine what destruction Prabhu Shri Ram would cause when he comes. Therefore, Ravan, I am being honest with you and I am telling you this for your own good. Get one of your ministers and ask them to return Sita Devi to Sri Ram. Those were the words of Mandorari. She said, Ravan, get one of your ministers and ask them to return Sita Devi to Prabhu Shri Ram. Because if she isn't returned, Ravan, everything that we have built will be destroyed. The fear in the hearts and the minds of the Rakshasas will come to pass. So because Mandorari was a loyal individual to Ravan, even though Ravan had his ways, she was being such loyal, so loyal and being very much honest that she was telling him something for his own good. She said, Ravan, get your minister, return Sita to Prabhu Shri Ram. Why? She said, the arrows of Shri Ram are like snakes. And the Rakshasas in Lanka, they are like frogs. When Shri Ram comes and he fires those arrows, just as how a snake devours a frog, the arrows of Shri Ram will devour all in the kingdom, Ravan. So to prevent war, to prevent chaos, do the right thing and return Sita to Prabhu Shri Ram. And I told you earlier, not everyone likes to hear the truth. Not everyone likes to hear your honest opinion. And sometimes when you say something that isn't in line with what people want to hear, they hate you for it. They get upset with you for it. They talk back to you for it. And Ravan, hearing words that he did not like, Ravan hearing words that he did not want to hear, what do you think he did? He laughed. He laughed and he laughed in the face of Mandorari. He listened to everything she said but he did not study it. He laughed in her face. And you know what he said? He said, Mandodari, your mind is very weak. Your mind is very feeble and fragile. He said, Mandodari, the guardians of the world fear me. I have nothing to be scared of. He said, Hanumanji, yes, he was able to enter Lanka and cause havoc. But this time when he comes, and he comes with Sri Ram, the Rakshasas will devour them. The Rakshasas will be ready and they will be prepared. When Hanumanji returns, the Rakshasas will use him as their food. When the army of Sri Ram returns and they come for the first time with Sri Ram, together with Hanumanji, we the Rakshasas will destroy them. Therefore, Mandodari, there's nothing to be scared for, nothing to be frightened for. Your mind is very weak. And Ravan, he ignored the advice of Mandodari, laughed in her face and insulted her at the same time. Can I ask you something? How many of times you look at someone and you tell them something for their own good and they ignore you? How many of times you look at your children, for example, parents and children are supposed to share loyalty. How many times you look at your children and you say, son, do not do X, Y, and Z. It is for your own good. And they don't listen. How many times you look at your friend who is going down the wrong pathway and you're honest with them and say, hey, something is not right, you know. I don't feel good what it is you're doing here. And they ignore your words. How many of times you have tried to save people and they did not want to be saved? How many times you tried to be a loyal friend, but the people in your life did not care for your loyalty? And that is what Ravan was doing to Mandodari. She was giving him advice for his own good, for his own welfare, and for the betterment of everyone, saying, Hanumanji, he caused so much havoc. Imagine what will take place when he comes with Sri Ram. Give up Sita Devi. Give up Sita Devi. But Ravan ignored it. And you know what Ravan did? Ignoring Mandodari, laughing in the face of Mandodari, he sits on his throne. And you know what he does? He calls his ministers. He calls his ministers and he said, ministers, tell me, Sri Ram is getting set to cross that ocean. Give me good advice. Those were the words of Ravan. He said, Sri Ram is getting set to cross that ocean. Give me sound advice. Give me good advice. And a couple of moments ago, Mandodari was giving him good advice. But he rather listened to his ministers who would tell him things he wants to hear rather than the things he needs to hear. The ministers came to Ravan and you know what they said? They said, Ravan, you have conquered so many Rakshasas. You have conquered so many gods. There's nothing for you to fear. Sri Ram is nothing but a man. Hanuman is nothing but a monkey. They can do you nothing. And Ravan, hearing those words brought joy to him. Those words brought happiness and satisfaction to him. However, the ministers of Ravan, they were only telling Ravan that because they were scared of him. They were only telling Ravan that to gain from Ravan. And Ravan was so blinded by his own ego to realize that. And it's the same thing in your life and in my life. So many of times, people, they tell us things we want to hear rather than tell us things we deserve to hear. And when people do tell us things that we deserve to hear, we put them one side and choose to listen to the things we want to hear. It is said the men of Ravan, they were only telling Ravan what he wanted. They were only telling Ravan things because they were scared, because they knew if they told Ravan the truth, he may hurt them, he may discard them, he may destroy them. So they lied. And sometimes in your life and in my life, we lie. We lie to our friends and our family, not to hurt their ego. When in reality, by lying to them, we send them deeper in trouble. That is why no matter what, devotees, always be honest to the people around you. They may not like you, they may hate you for it, they may stop talking to you for it. But in the end of the day, you would have done what a loyal person does. You would have done what you know is the correct thing to do. You know, it is said, you can take the horse to the well, but what? You cannot make it drink that water, you know. You can lead it to that water, you can lead it to that well. You can try to save the people in your life. But if they don't want to be saved, there's nothing you can do. And the ministers of Ravan lying to Ravan and telling Ravan what he wants to hear. Ravan filled with joy and filled with pride, and he said, yes, I agree. When Hanumanji returns, when Sri Ram comes, we will be ready. Because indeed, Ram is just a man and Hanuman is just a kapi. It is said Vibhishan, hearing the words of the ministers, Vibhishan knew that everything they were telling Ravan was just to lie to him, was just to please him. Listen to what Vibhishan is about to do. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama Bala. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama Bala. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya. Avasara jari Vibhishanu ava. Avasanu jani Vibhishanu ava. Bharat charana shishu tehi nava. Bala. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Sab bolo everybody. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya. Beautiful. Jai Ram Shri Jaya Jaya. Shri Rama Jaya Jaya. Bala Shri Rama Jaya. Loudly and proudly. Prem se bolo Hanuman Swami ki. Beautiful. So Vibhishan now, hearing the lies that the ministers of Ravan were telling Ravan, he decided he could not stand for that. And he decided he would show his loyalty now. The second characteristic, he would stand for Ravan, stand by the side of Ravan. And hearing the lies that they were telling, Vibhishan, he goes up to Ravan and he stands with him and he said, Ravan, listen to me. And what I'm about to say may sound a little harsh, you know. He says, Ravan, for your own welfare, if you truly want to be respected, if you truly want to live a good life after your soul leaves this body, do not listen to your ministers. Allow me to stand by your side and allow me to advise you in returning Sita Devi to Sri Ram. Those were the words of Vibhishan. He said, Ravan, if you want to have good welfare and you want to have a good life after your soul leaves this body, allow me to stand by you and listen to my advice. Return Sita Devi to Prabhu Sri Ram. But Ravan, my dear devotees, he didn't want to hear those words of Vibhishan. He didn't want to hear those words of Vibhishan. And Vibhishan, being the brother of Ravan, he was able to speak a little more harsh with him. And you know what he said? He said, Ravan, Kam Kror Marhalob Sabhanata Narak Ke Pamta. He said, Ravan, Kama, Kror, Marha and Loba. See those four things, devotees? Kam. What is Kam? Starts with letter D. Desires. What is Kror? Starts with letter A. Anga. What is Madha? Starts with letter E. Ego. And what is lobha? Starts with letter J. Jealous, jealousy. You see those four things, what Vibhishan is saying? Kama, krora, marha, lobh, sabanata, naharaka, kepamta. Kama, krora, marha, lobh. Your desires, your anger, your ego, and your jealousy, these are the things that can lead a man to patal. These were the words of Vibhishan. And he said, Ravan, these are what you possess right now. You are blinded by your desire for Sita Devi. You are blinded by your anger. You are blinded by your ego. And you are blinded by the jealousy of Sri Ram. And that is why you are making wrong decisions. And how many of us in the world today, we know people, or sometimes we ourselves are blinded by those four things. How many of us sometimes we turn against people because our desires get the better of us. How many of times we throw away loyal people from our lives because our anger gets the better of us. How many people threw you away from their life because their ego got the better of them. How many people stopped talking to you because they became jealous of you. It is said these four things, it blinds us and it leads us further away from God. And Vibhishan is telling Ravan, give up these things and return Sita Devi to Sri Ram. Give up these negative things and return Sita Devi to Sri Ram. But Ravan, he didn't want to hear those words. Even though Vibhishan was telling him for his own good, Ravan didn't want to hear those words. It is said the oldest minister of Ravan, he hearing the words of Vibhishan, he came and he said, Ravan, what your brother is telling you is truthful. He is not misguiding you and misleading you. He's telling you the truth. He's standing by your side and he's letting you know that what you are doing is wrong. But Ravan, he didn't want to hear those words. He became so angry and his ego got the better of him. You know what he said? He insulted Vibhishan, he insulted his minister, and he shouted at the other ministers, can someone come and remove these two from in front of my face? His oldest minister left immediately because he knew, even though Vibhishan is telling Ravan something for his own good, Ravan doesn't want to listen. So he left immediately. And Vibhishan, standing in front of Ravan, still trying his best to stand by his side and let him know what he's doing is wrong. Vibhishan looks at him and he says, Sumati kumati sabaki urahi naat puran nigam asakahi. I want you to remember this. Vibhishan tells Ravan, wisdom and unwisdom. Those are the two words, wisdom and unwisdom are both a part of a person. However, with wisdom comes prosperity. Unwisdom comes misfortune. I'll say that again. Wisdom and unwisdom both are part of a person's life. But with wisdom comes prosperity. With unwisdom comes misfortune. He said, Ravan, right now you are filled with no wisdom. Right now you are blinded by your desires. And being blinded by your desires, you are seeing your friends as your enemies, and you're seeing your enemies as your friends. Vibhishan, even though being insulted by Ravan and being told to leave from in front of his face, he was still loyal, and he said, Ravan, remove that unwisdom from within you. Stop seeing your friends as your enemies and start seeing the enemies, and stop seeing your enemies as your friend. And how many of us, and again in the world today, we see our friends as our enemies. The people who are talking to us and trying to lead us onto the good pathway, we vex with them the most. And the people who are lying to you and mamagaing you and sweet talking you and don't care about your welfare, you love them the most. And again, I have asked you about 3 times, and I will ask you again, how many of you look out for people but they don't care? How many of you, your loyalty gets the better of you and you stand and support people but they see you as nothing but an enemy? And let me tell you this, it is very easy to corrupt the mind of a person, you know. You and I can share such a good relationship, but all it takes is one person on the outside to put 2 words in your head, and your entire life becomes corrupt. Your entire life becomes corrupt. And Ravan, his entire mindset was corrupted. And even though Vibhishan was trying his best and proving that loyalty to him, Ravan did not care. Ravan did not care. And so many of us in the world we living today now, we don't have wisdom, but we have unwisdom. And as Vibhishan said, with wisdom comes prosperity, but with unwisdom will come misfortune. So many of us, we make the wrong choices and wrong decisions, and we choose the wrong people over the right people. And when we choose the wrong people over the right people, everything goes downhill. And then we ask ourselves, what am I doing wrong? We ask ourselves, why is God not helping me? You are making your own wrong decisions. You are digging your own grave. You are turning away the good and godly people from your life. And then you ask, why is everything going wrong in my life? And it happens in the world today. And it doesn't matter how good you are to people. You know how many people you were good to and they turn on you? You know how many people you were good to and they turn on you? Vayu, you know how many people I was good to and they turn on me? It happens. It happens. And all it takes is a mama guy. All it takes is a sweet talk. All it takes is a little bribe. All it takes is a little opportunity. And I'll share an example with you, and let me show you how fragile and feeble this world is. A couple of years ago, I was doing a satsang. My group wasn't with me. A wonderful group. After the satsang done, they came and they introduced themselves to me. And I looked at the keyboard player and I said, son, you are absolutely fantastic. I said, who do you play for? He told me who he plays for. I said, how long you've been playing with them? He said, 7 years. I said, wow, excellent. Very good. Keep up the good work. 7 years. Ready to leave, he came and he met me again. And you know what he told me? He said, Pundit Ajay, if you call me in the morning, I leave my Pundit and come with you. I looked at him, I smiled, and I never called that number. Because if you can do that, after being loyal to your guru or your Pundit for 7 years, imagine what you're going to do me. I looked at him, I smiled at him, and I left. That stayed right there. And that is how the world works today. You can be so loyal, or you can pretend to be so loyal. But all I did was say, you do a good job. And he was ready to leave and come with me. And that is absolute failure. That is absolute failure. And it happens to every one of us. Be very careful of the people in your life. And Vibhishan, he tried and he tried to explain to Ravan, make the wise choice for prosperity to come. But Ravan wanted to make the unwise choice where misfortune would come. And Vibhishan, by speaking these words to Ravan, it said Ravan, he kicked him. And Ravan kicking him, listen to what Vibhishan does.
Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jaya, Jaya Rama. Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jaya, Jaya Rama. Shri Rama, Jaya Rama, Jaya, Jaya Rama. Shri Rama, Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama, Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Bolo Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama, Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Sumati Kumati Sabke Urahi Naat
असरह कही बोलो जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम बोलो जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम सुमति कुमति सबके उरही नाथ पुरानी गम असरह कही बोलो जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम loudly and proudly प्रेम से बोलो श्री रामचंद्र की जय. So Vibhishan now, he was kicked by Ravan after trying to talk sense into Ravan. And Vibhishan being kicked by his brother, he rushed and he grabbed his feet, massaged the feet of his brother, and he said, you are like a father to me. You are like a father to me. And Ravan became so angry at Vibhishan. You know what Ravan said? Even though Vibhishan was showing loyalty, even though Vibhishan was standing by him and being honest to him, Ravan decided, you know what? If you are speaking so much about Sri Ram, then find yourself by Sri Ram. If you are speaking so much about Sri Ram, then find yourself by Sri Ram. And all poor Vibhishan was doing was trying his best to let Ravan know what he's doing is wrong, you know. But Ravan misinterpreted and said, if you so love Sri Ram, then go to Sri Ram. He said, Vibhishan, I have given you everything. You are living in my land. You are living by my grace. You are living off my generosity. And you come to my face to talk about Sri Ram, then go to Sri Ram. And some of you may say, you know what, but Ravan is right. Why Vibhishan talking about Ram in front of Ravan? But that is your ego, my dear devotees. That is the ego within all of us talking. Because Vibhishan was not saying it out of hate or malice, you know. He was saying it for the own goodness of Ravan. He was talking about Sri Ram so that Ravan would understand the power, the might, the brilliance of Ram. But Ravan misinterpreted it. And he said, you go. And Vibhishan, being kicked, massaging the feet of Ravan, saying, Ravan, you are like my father. Vibhishan, he leaves. He leaves at that point in time. It is said he took about 4 ministers with him. And he goes to where Sri Ram is. It is said Prabhu Sri Ram now getting set to leave that seashore. Together with Hanumanji, Vibhishan, he goes to where Ravan was. And it is said at this point in time, Hanumanji was about to show loyalty now to Vibhishan. Clap with me, sing with me as we glorify. Jai Ram, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Bolo Jai Ram, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Bolo Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Bolo Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Bolo
Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama Bolo Shri Rama Jai Rama Kaha sugrivasu naha ragurahi milana dashana bai bolo Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama bolo Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Kaha sugrivasu nahu ragurayi avamilana dasha nabai bolo Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama bolo Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. My dear devotees, it is said as Vibhishan, he makes his way to Sri Ram after having been so loyal to Ravan, after trying to stand by the side of Ravan not agreeing to the words of Vibhishan, kicking Vibhishan out of the palace. Vibhishan, he goes to Prabhu Sri Ram. However, it is said the moment he arrives on the seashore where they are getting ready to cross that bridge, it is said the army of Prabhu Sri Ram, they grabbed Vibhishan and they captured him. Vibhishan, all he asked was to see Prabhu Sri Ram. He said, I am the brother of Ravan, and all I wish is to see Prabhu Sri Ram. It is said the army of Sri Ram, they looked at Sugriv and they said, oh Sugriv, this is the brother of Ravan. There must be a reason he has come here. However, all he is asking is to see Prabhu Sri Ram. It is said Vibhishan, my dear devotees, he goes into that area where Sri Ram is, and seeing Sri Ram, seeing Lakshman, seeing Hanumanji, he says, Prabhu Sri Ram, the brother of Ravan is here. His name is Vibhishan. It is said the moment Hanumanji heard the name of Vibhishan and heard that Vibhishan was here, Hanumanji was filled with joy. He could not wait to see Vibhishan. But before he could have gone to do anything, Sugriv said, Prabhu Sri Ram, there must be a reason he is here. However, he is only asking to see you. Listen to what takes place. Everybody. Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama Bolo Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Bolo Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama Bolo Shri Rama Jai Rama Kaha sugrivasu nahu ragurayi avamalima dashana bai bolo Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama bolo Shri Rama Jai Rama. It is said, my dear devotees, Prabhu Sri Ram looking at Sugriv, Hanuman eager to talk. Prabhu Sri Ram, he looks at Sugriv and he said, Sugriv, what do you think is the reason Vibhishan came here? Why do you think he wants to see me? And Sugriv said, Prabhu Sri Ram, I do not know, but what I do know is that being the brother of Ravan, it must mean he is filled with those demonic qualities as well. And the moment Hanumanji heard those words, he wanted to speak. He wanted to tell Sri Ram, no, that is not true. But he could not speak as yet. Sugriv continued to speak and he said, Prabhu Sri Ram, Vibhishan being the brother of Ravan, it must mean that he has come here to spy. It must mean that he has come here to gain secrets, to gain insight, to return to Ravan, to sell out everything that it is we are doing. He maybe just wants to meet you to hurt you. He maybe just wants to meet you to bring pain to you. He maybe just wants to meet you to bring suffering to you. And Sugriv, not knowing Vibhishan, but he starts to speak ill of Vibhishan, suggesting reasons why maybe he would have come to see Sri Ram. But Hanumanji, hearing the words of Sugriv, he knew that Sugriv wasn't aware of what he was speaking. Hanumanji knew to himself that Vibhishan was not like Ravan, but Vibhishan was
filled with nothing but love to Sri Ram. Hanumanji knew that Vibhishan was not like Ravan, but Vibhishan was filled with nothing but purity in his heart, filled with love in his heart, filled with devotion in his heart. He wanted to say, he wanted to speak, and he wanted to tell Prabhu Sri Ram that Vibhishan is that one who became his friend. Vibhishan is that one who chanted your name continuously. Hanumanji, he wanted to say, Prabhu Sri Ram, it is because of Vibhishan that I was able to find Sita Devi. But Hanumanji, he could not speak as yet because Sugriv was continuing to speak continuously. And Prabhu Sri Ram, hearing the words of Sugriv, he says, Sugriv, I understand and I agree with you. Maybe he is just like Ravan. Maybe he came here to spy. However, I cannot turn him away. If he wishes to meet me, I will meet with him. And only when I meet with him, then and only then I will know his true intentions. And Hanumanji, hearing the words of Sri Ram, he was overjoyed because he understood that Sri Ram was not about to turn away Vibhishan. Sri Ram was not about to hurt Vibhishan, but Sri Ram was about to allow Vibhishan to enter. Sri Ram was about to allow Vibhishan to speak and to talk. And Hanumanji, filled with joy, he said, Prabhu, allow me to go and allow me to bring Vibhishan to meet you. And he said, Hanumanji, he left Prabhu Sri Ram and he journeyed to where Vibhishan was being held capture. It is said the moment Vibhishan saw Hanumanji, tears of joy started to flow from the eyes of Vibhishan. Hanumanji, he untied him and he embraced him and he led him directly to Prabhu Sri Ram. It is said the moment Prabhu Sri Ram saw the joy in Hanuman and seeing Hanumanji bringing Vibhishan filled with nothing but divinity, filled with nothing but devotion, Prabhu Sri Ram, just by looking at Hanuman, he knew that Vibhishan was not filled with negativity, but Vibhishan was filled with positivity. Hanumanji bringing Vibhishan in with that love, Hanumanji bringing Vibhishan in with that devotion. It is said, Prabhu Sri Ram, he stood up, and the moment the Lord stood up, Vibhishan, he fell to the feet of the Lord. It is said the moment Vibhishan fell to the feet of Prabhu Sri Ram, it is said Hanumanji, he rejoiced. All the devotees that were there, they rejoiced as they started to glorify, as we clap, as we sing. Together everybody, Bolo! Jai, Jai, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai 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 Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Loudly and proudly, Prem Solo Shri Ramachandra ki. It is said the moment Vibhishan fell to the feet of the Lord, Prabhu Sri Ram knew exactly the intentions of Vibhishan. Seeing the joy that Hanumanji brought him in, Prabhu Sri Ram knew that Vibhishan was not like the others, but he was filled with divinity. It is said Hanumanji was ready to support Vibhishan if Prabhu Sri Ram said to Sugriv, let us destroy him. He was ready to stand up for Vibhishan. He was ready to let Sri Ram know that Vibhishan is not like the others. He was ready to be loyal to Vibhishan. Just because Vibhishan was a devotee of the Lord and Vibhishan helped him to find Sita Ma. Hanumanji thought that this would be the best way to repay Vibhishan by standing up for him. I ask you this, how many people in your life stand up for you? How many people in your life will choose you? How many people in your life, when the Sugriv, just like how Sugriv was speaking Vibhishan unknowingly, will stand up? How many people will allow the rumors and the gossips to be said and stay quiet? How many people will hear your name being tarnished and not want to stand up for you? Hanumanji, hearing the words of Sugriv and hearing how Vibhishan's name could have been slaughtered and tarnished, he was ready to stand up. But Shri Ram didn't allow Hanumanji to speak. Shri Ram said, let him come. Let me be the judge of it myself. And Hanumanji was filled with joy by those words. I tell you, my dear devotees, loyalty is so rare in the world we live in today. Real is rare. Friendship is rare. And fake is everywhere. Fake friends are everywhere. Fake people are everywhere. Fake co-workers are everywhere.
I tell you this, my dear friends, Ravan, he had loyal people in his life who were being honest to him, being supportive to him. But his own ego, his own ego, his own jealousy, his own anger, he didn't care what no one was saying. Vibhishan, Hanumanji was loyal to him. Hanumanji was ready to fight and stand up to Sri Ram and say, yes, he's a good person. But Sri Ram chose to realize it on his own. How many of us in the world today, my dear friends, we are sure of the circle we are in? How many of us today, we have people that are honest, we have people that are trustworthy, we have people that will stand by us, and we have people that will support us? How many of us, we have people where once an opportunity comes, no matter how good you are to them, they forget you? I tell you this, my dear devotees, keep your circle small, and every once in a while, now and again, observe the actions of people, because actions speak louder than words. They may be saying they are loyal to you, but their actions may be proving something else. And if an opportunity dictates the loyalty of a person, even though you treated that person well, that person was never loyal in the first place. And to the people who are listening, and you change loyalty like clothes, do not drink from every cup that comes your way. That is how you will get poisoned. Be loyal to the people who stand by you. Be loyal to the people who are there for you when you are a nobody. Be loyal to the people who took you from your darkness and bring you onto the pathway of light, especially when those people are good to you. I'm not telling you stay where you're being ill-treated. I'm telling you, once you are being loved and treated well, have some sort of loyalty. Have some sort of loyalty. Have some sort of respect for yourself. Hanumanji, he showed that loyalty. Mandorari, she showed that loyalty. Vibhishan, he showed that loyalty. Ravan was too blind and arrogant to see it. But Sri Ram, before Hanumanji could have said anything, Sri Ram acknowledged for himself. Prem se bolo Shri Ramachandra ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai. And just like that, my time is up. So as Baba gets set to perform Havan, we'll have a beautiful Hanuman Chalisa, then we'll join an Arti, and then I'll pass you to Vayu.
Hare Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukar Surar Varano Raghuvar Vimal Jasu Jodaya Kapalachar Borhahina Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavanu Kumar Balabudhi Vidya De Humuhi Harahu Kalesh Vikar. Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama. Jai Hanuman Gyana Guna Sagar Jai Ganesh Lok Ujagar Ramaduta Atulita Baladama Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanama Mahavira Vikram Bajrangi Umati Nivar Sumati Kesangi Kanchana Varna Viraj Subesha Kanana Kundal Kunjita Kesha. Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama. Hat Vajra Dhwaja Viraje Kande Muja Jane O Saje Shankar Suvana Kesari Nandan Teja Pratap Maha Jagavandan Vedyavan Duniyati Chad Rama Kaj Karibe Ko Aad Prabhu Charitra Sunibe Ko Rasiya Rama Lagan Sita Manavasiya. Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए
श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
संग सब दल तुमरो यस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि
मुनीशा नारद सारद सहि सहीश यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जमाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा
राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा
जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
तुम्हारे मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लियो ताहि मधुर पल जान प्रभु मुद्रिका मिले मुख माहि चल दिलाग के अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे देते
जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे हो तन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारे शरण तुम रक्षक काहो को धरना आपने तेज समारो आपे तीनहु लोक हाथ के कापे भूत पिशानी कत नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे
जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
काय से रोग हरे सब पीरा तपत निरंजन हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान चुरावे मन परम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन पल पावे
जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा
हे बरसे जगत उजियारा
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलावे अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असवर दीन जान के माता राम रसायन
तुम्हारे पासा सरार हो रघुपति के दासा जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुपति पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चेतना धरही हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करही संकट ते मिटे सब पीरा
Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama, Shri Rama Jai Rama.
जय जय जय
हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो सरबार बार कर कोई ज्योति बंती महासुख होई, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय से सारी गौरीसा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा कीजे नागर दे महादेवा। जय रामा श्री राम जय बोलो बोले श्री राम जय राम जय रामा, 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 श्री राम जय रामा। पवन तनय संकर हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। Loudly and proudly प्रेम से बोलो श्री रामचंद्र की जय। So with this we all stand as we make the final offering into that fire, and we all join in our closing arti. Then we'll have the vote of thanks and a beautiful bhajan by Vayu. Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Swaha. Achman Om Sarva Papaharam Divyam Gangayam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Mayadattam Grehana Parameshwaraha. We take up flowers as we fan the smoke. Om Banaspati Raso Bhuto Gandharyo Gandha Uttama Sarva Grayanam Devanam Dhupoyam Brati Grahitam. Everybody stretch your hands and bring the blessings of our puja, our havan over your heads 3 times. Prem se bolo Hanuman Swami ki jai. So we join together in our closing arti. Arati ki jai Hanuman la ki dushta dalana raghunath lagi bhale. Arati ki jai Hanuman la ki dushta dalana raghunath lagi. जाके बल से गिरिवर कापे रोग दोष जाके निकट न जागे बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लाकी दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लाकी दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी। जाके बल से गिरिवर कापे रोग दोष जाके निकट न जागे बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लाकी दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लाकी दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ लागी। अंजनी पुत्र महाबलदाई संतन के प्रभु सदा सहाय बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन रघु बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लागे लंका सकोट समुद्र सकाए जात पवन सुत मारन लाए बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन रघु बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन रघु सुर नर मुनि आरती उतारे जय 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 हनुमान उचारे बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन रघु नाटक लागे बोलो आरती दीजे हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमान कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग कहते हैं लोग कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना चम 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 नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना चम चम नाचे देखो कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग कहते हैं लोग कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना चम 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 नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना ओ चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग हो कहते हैं लोग हो कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना चम 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 नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना चम चम नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग हो कहते हैं लोग है कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना कहते हैं लोग इस राम का दीवाना चम 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 नाचे देखो वीर हनुमाना 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 प्रेम से बोलो हनुमान स्वामी की Let us all put hands together, close our beautiful eyes as we have come to the end of our beautiful satsang. We ask if we have made any mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly, we ask for that forgiveness. We thank everyone for being here. I thank to Lisa and her wonderful family, to the president, the entire team of the Mandir. Thank you for having me and blessing me with this wonderful opportunity. Hari Om.
ॐ मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यर्भुजतं मया देव परिपूर्णं तरस्तु मे शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु त्रिविरटा परिवारन हे विभु अजजनेशर याद्रव पाहिमं शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जयमङ्गलम्. Together, one voice, one family. Tvameva mata japita Tvameva vidya Tvameva sarvam Tvameva sarvam Tvameva sarvam Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Loudly and proudly. Prem se bolo Shri Ramachandra ki, Hanuman Swami ki, Prem se bolo Shri Satya Sanatan Dharma ki. Turn to those next to you and greet each other. Sita Ram. Please take your seats, my dear devotees. May Bhagwan bless each and every one of you for being here. Before I pass you to Lisa to do the vote of thanks, I must thank the members of my group, to my god brother Randy. Thank you so much for a job exceptionally done. May Bhagwan bless you always. To my god brother Vayu, thank you so much for always supporting us. My god brother Kavir, of course, my godson Kyle, thank you very, very much, my Mataji. Devotees, I now pass to Lisa and then I will pass to Vayu for beautiful bhajans. Until next time, Sabkoi!
Sitaram, good night everyone. I am Lisa and I'm a member of the Mandir. And tonight my task is a very simple one but a very important one. And it's to say thank you to all the persons and who would have made today possible. So firstly, I'd like to start by thanking Hanuman Baba for allowing us the opportunity to be here today. Then I'd like to thank Pundit Rambally and Mrs. Rambally for being here, and Pundit Ajay Rambally. I follow him, and he's a wonderful young Pundit. And last time he was here, I remember his discourse about the 4 types of friends. And it fits in well with today's discourse, which is loyalty and friendships. So I thank you again, Pundit, and your group for coming today. Also, I'd like to thank Uncle Rami and Auntie Chandra, as we call her. And without both of them, they were very supportive in making today happen. To the persons who would have cooked food, and especially today, I want to say special thanks to some persons who would have made today especially possible. Firstly, I'd like to thank Pioneer Enterprises Limited, Michael's Transport, Singh's Tire Shop, Stackhouse Williamsville, Williamsville Drug Mart, Changer's Hardware, RRJ Limited, and KD's Smart Buy. To all these persons, your contribution to today's proceedings is greatly appreciated. And to all our members or congregation who is here today, I want to say a special thank you to all of you for coming. Lastly, I'd like to say a special thanks to my parents and my brother who is not here. But without their support as well, today would not have been possible. So I thank you all. Do enjoy the food, and we have parasad prepared for everyone. I thank you.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुराद वरनो रघुवर विमल यश जोदायक पलचार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार bala buddhi vidyan deho mohi haro kalesha vikar. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Jai Hanuman Gyan Guna Sagar, Jai Kapish Tihu Loka Ujagar, Ramaduta Tulita Baladama, Anjani Putra Pavan Sitanama, Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi, Kumati Nivar Sumati Kesangi, Kanchana Varana Viraj Suvesha, Kanala Kundala Kunchita Kesha, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Jai Hanuman, Jai Jai Maruti, I pray to you Baba as your humble devotee. Jai Hanuman, Jai Jai Maruti, I pray to you Baba as your humble devotee. You are my strength Baba, you are my pride. You are my strength Baba, you are my pride. Please oh Hanuman, don't ever leave my side. Bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. I pray to you in the form of the great Panchmukhi, I beg you Baba, destroy the evils inside me. I pray to you in the form of the great Panchmukhi, I beg you Baba, destroy the evils around me. You are the master of this universe, you are the master of this universe. Wherever I go, I will always put you first. Bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Pavanatanai Sankata Harana, Mangala Murati Roop, Ramalakan Sita Sahita, Hridaya Basau Surabhoop. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Oh Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan. Bless me with strength Baba, bless me with gyan.